Elements by Rejects on AO3. Chapter 13. Chapter 12. Kissing Deku was like kissing Deku. Katsuki had no magical comparison to make when kissing Deku. Kissing him was magic. It probably felt magical because he'd never dreamt this would happen, even in his dreams, with the fake Deku continuously mocking him and tempting him. This Deku was the real deal, with his slightly chapped lips and calculated fingers touching his cheeks. When they pulled away from each other, Deku looked like he was hit with a gust of wind, cheeks flushed. They stared at each other for a moment as the situation took its time to sink in. Deku gradually gasped, and Katsuki's eyes widened. Did that really... I... Oh. Katsuki couldn't fight off the embarrassment over the fact that it happened at all. Deku was blushing so much. He couldn't even meet his eyes as he straightened himself out, but made no move to leave the room. That was a relief. Should we talk about this? The dark-haired boy finally managed a full sentence, and Katsuki exhaled. He didn't want to talk about any of this, because he knew it was just all in the heat of the moment. But Deku deserved some sort of closure, if that's what it was. Katsuki himself probably deserved it, but he didn't want it like this. If you want to talk, you can start. It came out harsher than he wanted, especially now that the shorter man was fidgeting uncomfortably from his statement. Sorry, Deku said. I just thought... His voice cracked, and the blonde felt a panging tug at his heart. Forget it. Sorry, I'm just gonna... When he stood, panic and confusion filled Katsuki, and he also stood, grabbing Deku's wrist. Deku. Deku wouldn't look at him. Why? What's wrong? Forget it. You're awful, Kachan. The worst. Come on, Deku. I'm tired, Kachan. Yeah, Kachan. Tired of you. Izuku. This finally made the shorter man look at him, eyes filled with hurt. Without any more prompting, Deku asked him, Did you feel anything from that? Yeah, Kachan. Did you? From that kiss you didn't deserve? Katsuki's eyes never left Deku's. He felt guilty, that he knew what the other man wanted to hear, but You don't deserve me. You're rotten. Awful. You'll just end up hurting me, Kachan. Koda's voice echoed through his head. Katsu-Neon isn't a liar. He didn't want to give up before they even began. I did. Deku's posture adjusted slightly, as if startled, and he took a moment. You're going to hurt me. You're terrible, Kachan. You did. Katsuki continued to ignore the thoughts and found his words. If I knew I wasn't going to feel shit, I wouldn't have kissed you at all. This response seemed to be enough for Deku, who relaxed and stepped towards him. You wouldn't have kissed me if I didn't guide you in it. He flicked the taller man's forehead. Guide me? What am I, a plane? With how bad your lip aim was, you might as well be. So you're saying you're going to be my pilot from now on. Is that it? Maybe I will be. Fine. Fine. Staring at each other like this, adrenaline rushed through both of their systems from the sudden yelling match that made this entire situation hilarious. Deku was the first to break, giving Katsuki a shove as he laughed. The blonde followed in laughter after the shove, running a hand through his hair. They ended up, once again, sitting with each other on the bed, the lyric notes on Deku's lap. They were too distracted, talking about their situation, to work on the song right away. Does this mean we're together? Deku asked, staring down at the notes. If you want us to be. Katsuki assumed earlier that the whole thing with airplanes and pilots meant they were asking each other out. Well, I do. Deku's cheeks flushed. But Wouldn't it be a problem? Why? 'Cause of the band? Well, if we're careful, we could get kicked out, Kachan. Like I said, we'll be careful. If anything, it'll be easier for us anyways. To the media, we're close childhood friends. And just because fans suspect us mean nothing without solid proof. Deku's eyebrows furrowed in thought. That's true, but... His voice drifted, and Katsuki sighed, stretching. If you genuinely don't want to, I'm not gonna force you. No! Deku was damn close to his face again. I want to. God, he's adorable. Then, we're dating. No take backsies? Deku held out his pinky. Unless you absolutely want to break up. Katsuki snorted, holding his pinky with his own. Yeah, no take backsies. He leaned in and gave him a chaste kiss. He felt Deku smiled against his lips. They ended up doing a lot more kissing in lieu of working on the song. Neither of them cared so much. By the time they finally got back to the song, it was too late to start working on it, and Deku was getting up to head back to his room. Katsuki watched him, mind in a surreal haze. Were they really together? For reals? Oh. Deku stopped at the door and looked at him. So, that time you asked me about our days off, and I invited everyone to the movies? What about it? I didn't want to assume at the time, but were you trying to ask me out? Katsuki felt his face heat up, remembering how upset he was. Yes, and you had to go up and piss me off and invite everyone and their mothers. The boy laughed. Sorry, I panicked when you asked. You panicked? Yeah, I had my feelings all figured out, but I accepted that you wouldn't ever want to go out with me, so I panicked and invited everyone. Katsuki glared. I hated you so much when you did that. I seriously hated you. I wanted to kill you with my own 2 hands. I'm sorry. Deku didn't look sorry, with that big, dumb, adorable, cute smile on his face. I told you before we'd be hanging out next time, right? We can make that our first date. The blonde inhaled. Okay. Okay? Yes. Katsuki let him open the door before he spoke again. Wait. Hmm? What do you mean you had your feelings all figured out? Exactly as it sounds? No, asshole. I mean, you actually had to think about it? An amused smile played on Deku's lips. Did you think I just decided to like you and went with it? There's a lot of things you do that way, so... Katsuki's stomach felt like it seized itself when the other male stood in front of him, crossing his arms. The blonde usually hated when people looked down at him like this, but Deku... Deku was fine. Very fine. Beyond fine. I had my own feelings to figure out, and it would have been nice if you just said that you wanted to hang out with me. You seemed pretty damn set on inviting Ochako. Jealous? No. Katsuki looked away. You were! I was not. He didn't even remember feeling anything besides completely betrayed. Well, alright. I'm gonna go to bed. Deku dropped his hands. Kachan, what's that up there? Katsuki looked up. Deku kissed him. Night, Kachan. He was out of the room before the blonde could respond. That was a great way to end the night. He dreamt of Deku again, but this Deku is the one he knows, the one who smiles, laughs, and teases him. The Deku from his dreams made no appearance this time around, and Katsuki woke smiling into his pillow. Snappygram. Katsu01. My son. Image of Bakugou and Itsumi sticking their tongues out at the camera. Comments. I knew I always wanted elements plus children, but I didn't know I needed it like food. Ow, my ovaries. I'm a guy. but I really want you to father my child. Such a cute child. I can't wait. Katsu01. Isn't my son the cutest? Image of a close-up Itsumi's face as Itsumi eats pudding. Comments. Stop. He's so adorable. If behind the scenes is this cute, I can't imagine how cute the actual show will be. Midori715. Katsu Papa. Image of Bakugou with Itsumi on his shoulder. Peace signing the camera. Itsumi has glasses on. Comments. Did I save this pic, or did it save me? My crops had fed a dozen villages. Thank you. Is the air pressure different up there? You guys debuted like a second ago, and now Bakugun's a dad? My children grow up so fast. This is the reality I wanted. So you're telling me Bakukun is #best dad? And here, we see a lion and his cub in their natural habitat. Midori715. Elements. New room. Image of a room with 4 futons laid out, with enough space with a 5th one. Writing has been applied to the photo after the fact. Midori, Baku, Kami, Kiri. Comments. Show us the greatest pillow fight the world will ever witness. Sleeping footage, sleeping footage, sleeping footage. Chipper. Ijiro @red_riot16. I leave the room for 2 seconds. @Midori715. @Katsuki_the_immortal. @Sparky0629. #BabyandMe. Video. Bakugou. Holding Midoriya from behind the arms as Midoriya tries getting away. Itsumi, just poking into Midoriya's side, tickling him. Kaminari, assisting Izumi in tickling. Midoriya, laughing and squirming, unable to break free. Todoroki Shoto, @TodoShoto. I'm missing out on everything good in this world. Read Sharp Kirishima's video. Midori Izu, @Midori715. @TodoShoto. Koda said he can't wait to see your movie, leader. Todoroki Shoto, @TodoShoto. @Midori715. I take it he's warmed up to you. Mido Izu, @Midori715. @TodoShoto. Smiley face. He said that to Kachan. Todoroki Shoto, @TodoShoto. @Midori715. I'm so sorry. The house they moved into temporarily is big enough for a family of 3, so the group was forced to share one room to sleep in, while Koda's room was right next to theirs. Katsuki continued to be the boys' favorite, but Koda's relationship with the others wasn't as cold as it had been the previous week. Ijiro, who already understood children, was soon seen as the second favorite amongst the present fathers, with the playful Denki coming in third. As for Koda's relationship with Deku, why won't he acknowledge I exist? The dark-haired boy sprawled out on his futon at the far end of the room. The camera crew had long since left for the day, with Koda sleeping soundly in his room. I've been trying so hard. He accepts the gifts you guys give him, but it's like he doesn't even want to take mine. Fresh from taking the shower with a towel draped over his head, Denki sat on his own futon. Katsuki used the free space in the room to do sit-ups. A wise man once told me. Katsuki started off, sitting up with his legs crossed. Children can tell if you're being genuine or not. We don't realize it, a lot of the time, but they can be perceptive when it comes to obvious fakers. Deku didn't respond, but Denki looked impressed. Whoa! Who was the wise man who told you that? My dad. Katsuki responded without a second thought. He got worried when he heard about the show, so he called up with all sorts of tips. So that's why Koda likes you so much. No, I haven't changed myself one bit. I guess my shitty attitude attracted him. That seems to happen a lot. Denki laughed, but soon went quiet when they both noticed Deku was still silent. Izuku. Denki removed the towel from his head. I'm sure he'll warm up to you soon. No, it's... Deku furrowed his eyebrows, continuing to stare up the ceiling. He's right. I've been trying too hard when Coda hates it. Even I hate it now. I've been acting in front of the cameras too. Deku. Katsuki wanted to say something to comfort him, but what could he say when he was actually right? Saying how hard he was trying to focus Coda into paying attention to him was actually sad. I'll do better, the dark-haired man said, determination in his tone. Relieved, Katsuki drove onto his futon, rolling over to Deku's. You bring yourself back up real quick, don't you? He proceeded to tickle him, and Deku squirmed. Denki watched the situation unfold before him and sighed. If I didn't know any better, I would have gotten the wrong idea about you two. Katsuki and Deku came to a complete stop and stared at each other as their bandmate left the room to hang his towel. Deku whispered, No more of that? Katsuki closed his eyes, clearly distressed. No more of that. Maybe. His eyes shot open as the other man gave him a quick peck on the lips, before rolling away with a laugh. Neither noticed their two bandmates outside of the room, Denki's fists tightening around the towel as he handed Ijiro a 1,000 yen bill. End chapter 12. They finally got together. Oh my god. I really do like the BKDK banter here. I've always admired BKDK with like their bantering and stuff like that, and I really like seeing different people interpret that in different ways and different styles. So this was super nice to read and super cute and super nice. It was a very fluffy chapter. Obviously we have the whole Coda and Deku thing, which first of all, I genuinely thought that Coda and Deku were gonna have like, you know, it was gonna be Deku was gonna be the favorite dad considering, you know, how the anime is, but maybe with this new realization in Izuku, this new daunting realization that, maybe, just maybe, it's gonna do a switch around and Coda's gonna be like, yeah, no, Izuku's my favorite now. Bye-bye, Katsuki. Izuku it is, you know? But we'll just have to wait and see. But so far, I think this is so cute, so adorable. Love to see that Bakugou's nightmares have stopped. And I had fun recording this one, specifically with having not evil Deku, but dream Deku and real Deku, because like they still have the same voice, except notice how their phrasing and emphasis on certain words and the way they their tone is, I guess, the way they talk is a tad bit different. Like one would say like, hey Kachan, while the other one say, hey Kachan. Like one is more mocking, more sweet in a like a, what's it called? In a weird, icky way, you know? One is more fake, if you know, and it was super fun. I really hope this isn't like, okay, first of all, I really, really hope that, you know, Katsuki doesn't have these nightmares anymore, but at the same time, I really like voicing this, like, evilish, meanish Deku, so, like, please don't leave, but at the same time, please leave. It's, you know, the actor in me wants to continue doing this. The non-actor in me, the one that actually cares about Katsuki, is like, please don't, you know, please stop. No more Dream Deku, please and thank you. And then the actor of me is just like, I want more, give me more. But yeah, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.